Are you live?
No, I would never do that. All right, measure this little...
Well, we are leaving in just a sec.
Well, no, we're not, because we got laundry here, so... What is all of this? What is that? Is that part of a banana? Icky boy.
Okay.
All right, did you measure this?
No, I need your help.
Oh, it's laying there. Look, I did it like that for a reason. Look, because then you can measure that.
Measure what?
Okay, go back to YouTube.
You want to get copyright?
What? You can do this when you're talking over somebody else's video. They do it all the time.
Measuring the distance
I
of
thought
the
he had music.
Now, the number
Okay.
on each one of these represents a combination of those two measurements. The first digit, whether it be 4, 5, or 6,
Okay, we gotta talk.
that
We got a what?
Talk over it.
We are talking over it.
Oh, okay.
is the pitch.
Okay,
That
can
is
you...
measured.
Why are you so irritated all of a sudden? Okay, so what I want you to do is it would probably be easier if you have something to write this down on.
I have it. I wrote it down in the URL.
Okay. Well, okay, so 0.24 is... Okay, go look at the YouTube video again. And then go back a little bit. Okay, so the width, the pitch is from link to link, right? There to there, or pen to pen. And then the roller, do you see how you measure the width?
No.
Okay, you hold this. So that is 0.12.
I didn't. I keep forgetting.
It's fine. Guys, we are trying to measure the chain that we need for our, for Justice's scooter, because it broke while we were on that adventure, if you saw that. Shima, how are you doing? What is that a picture of?
What?
Shima has a picture of something in their signature. What's up, Riley? How are you? 1967 Ford Mustang. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate the stream. Thank you. We are looking to figure out... It looks like a different kind of chain, son.
What should I do then? What should I try?
I think they said go on Partzilla is their website. I appreciate that. Dazia-san, how are you? Do I like Trump? Yes, we voted for him. 67 Ford Mustang. You're from England. Do you have a Mustang in England? That would be pretty rare, I would imagine. Angel Dust, how are you doing? And
What should
you're
I
in the
do?
military. You're a SSG. What is that?
What do I do?
So where it says search parts or numbers, you're gonna go to try to type that ratio in for your chain. Well, Scott, I'm glad you have time to chat. Shima, you're from North Korea, but you escaped. That's pretty cool. Is that a real story? Maximus, how are you? You guys want to see the cat? Austin G. Trump spanked Zelensky like the unruly child. He did. He definitely did. I didn't get to see the whole conversation, but I kind of wish that I did. And Angel Dust, what are you up to?
Okay, there, now what?
All right, guys, we're looking at chains. I'll get back to the chat here in a minute. All right. So when it says, like the series of chain, he's talking about how to size that in that video.
Okay. So what do I do?
So you could look under, you could also shop by your ride and see if they have it. Go back. So where it says the category, number 1 category. So power sports, I think, is going to be it. 2 is scooters.
Make?
Do they have your make in there? Let's see.
No.
Is that it?
Nope, none of them.
Okay. So maybe just try to search and see if it pulls anything up.
Year? Model?
I don't think that's going to pull up.
I'll just say that. Or-
Video us, but he not support Ukraine, so we must die. I think the good news is that are you talking about Trump? I do think Trump wants peace, so I think I mean, and I don't know if I'm wrong on this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like we had more peace with Trump in his first term. 67 Mustang. Yes, I have a 67 Mustang and a 71 Skyline and a 55 Chevy pickup truck. That's a cool car collection. Shima says, do you know Amir? And where would I know Amir from? Excavation 99, how are you? Been a minute. What have you been up to? We're trying to size this chain
I
for
can't
Justice's
find
scooter.
this thing.
Oh, go back to that. That seemed like that was helpful. All right, so when we were measuring this, we did not do it in the fractions of an inch. So what we're gonna have to do is convert our math.
Okay. How do I do that?
So you're gonna go to, let's see. I think he was talking about this earlier in the video.
Yeah, I looked through the whole video, but it's not there.
Well, he's talking, I mean, he goes over the whole thing. So maybe right there. So play it from there.
And this is all going to be in inches. That is going to be a ½ inch. So how does a ½ inch measurement correlate to 4? Well, let me show you. Let's look at a just standard measuring tape, and we want to focus in on the eighths. Now, how many eighths are there on a ½ inch? Let's count it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is where they come up with the number 4 for this series chain. And if we head over to
How many eighths? Pause real quick.
5,
How many eighths? So, okay. And these guys might also know, so it's sometimes nice to have the audience. Um,
20.
you don't think?
Using our caliper, 0.625. My math skills aren't that good, but it should work out to 5/8. Let's grab just a regular tape measure and count off the eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/8. That is where they're coming up with 5. Now let's take a look at the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is, well, 6/8 would be 3/4. Now let's start back at our 420 chain and see how they determine that 2-0 number. 0.25, so 1/4 of an inch. So how many eighths is that? It would be 2. There's your number 2. Well, there you go. 4 for the pitch and 2/8 for the width.
Did that make sense to you?
Next, let's head back to
Okay, so here's the deal. I think he's doing it in eighths.
Okay. So what do I do?
Okay, so when we're talking about this, where's the so we're reducing it to eighths. So where's our tape measure?
I don't know.
We have digital micrometers, so it should be easier. All right, so let's go to 0, and then 0.12. So that's the first measurement, right?
Huh? That's a.
Search what is 0.1. You're gonna need to knock off your crusty attitude if we're gonna do this.
Okay.
I don't like it. Search what is 0.12 in 1/8 or just maybe inches. We could go. The fraction 1/8 or 0.125.
So do we put it in there?
Oh my goodness, can you slow down?
Yes.
1/8 or 0.125. So that is 1/8. So when we're doing the chain measurement, that's that number, right?
Okay.
Guys, we are working through the math because we don't know what kind of chain we need. It's a little one. All right, so that's that one, and then.
So wouldn't we just put it in there?
You have two measurements in there, son.
Yeah, can I not?
It's gonna confuse it because it's not a. You have 2 decimal points, so you never have. Is that the second one?
Yeah, that's a second.
Okay, so it would be, I don't know what the different series of chains are, but I would like to see what they actually, because it'd be a 1 and a 2.
Or maybe that's the first one. I think it's the first one. Yeah, that's the first one. How do I start it to convert?
So that, and then the other one is 2, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit further out. Okay, so let's go back to his video, because if it's in eighths, then the roller is 1/8, and the pitch, I believe, is 2/8.
Okay.
So we need to figure out how to decode this.
John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the different chains that you're going to find on just about every motorcycle, ATV, and possibly a side-by-side that's out there. It may be a daunting task. You've got an older machine where you don't have the specifications on it. What type of chain, and more importantly, what size chain are you going to need to order to get it replaced? Well, it's pretty simple to determine just by making a few simple measurements. And all I'm going to use is just a caliper. And you can probably get away with just using a tape measure because everything's measured in either inches or 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch. So you can usually get pretty close to determine what you need. Let me go grab a pair of gloves so I can handle these, and then I'll show you how to get it measured properly. And that way you can get the correct chain for your particular application. There are basically 3 different families of chains that we're going to be discussing, and I'm going to break them into series. You've got a 400 series, a 500 series, and then the 600 series. Your 400 series, that's what you're going to find on your smaller machines. The 500, that is going to cover the majority of them out there. It is right in the middle. You're going to find that on your...
So it's probably the 500 series.
That looks too big. Looking at the way that it's constructed, I think it's the smaller one.
Okay.
Unless that's backwards.
I guess it's, yeah, I think it is probably the smaller one.
But if we search scooter chain, I feel like he gave us the math to do this and we're just trying to rush through it. So what we're going to end up doing is ordering multiple chains. And so if you want to pay to order multiple chains, you can pay to do that. Justice is angry that I'm recording, and I don't know why. Why are you mad?
Motocross bikes, on your sport ATVs, things of that nature. The 600, that's when you step into the really high horsepower applications typically found on your sport bikes. Now, the examples I have laid out in front of us are a 420, a 520, and then a 630. So let's grab the 420 and let me show you how they came up with those numbers. Now, there are two basic measurements that you're going to need to take. One is the pitch, and the pitch is measured from the center point of each pin. And the width, basically measuring nation of that is the pitch, and that is measured in eighths. The second number is going to be your width, and that is also either measured in eighths of an inch or a 16th of an inch. So let me show you what I mean.
An eighth or a 16th. So, okay. Keep playing it.
So let's take a look at our 420 chain, and we're going to look at
Still looks big.
pin to pin, the center of each pin, the best we can get to it.
Big?
Yeah.
What do you mean big?
And this is all going to be
That chain still looks big.
Well, it looks big to me. So if the reading that he's getting, this one's 0.25 on that. So let's go. It looks like 0.4 or something. So
in
that's,
inches. That is going to be a half an inch. So how does a half-inch measurement correlate to 4? Well, let me show you. Let's
it's
look
half
at
of whatever
a
this
standard
is.
measuring tape, and we want to focus in on the eighths. Now, how many eighths are there on a half an inch? Let's count it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is where they come up with the number 4 for this series chain. Now, if we head over to a 520, my master tape measure to there comes, well, 6th, 8ths, and see how they determine a quarter. There's your number 2.
okay, when you keep skipping around,
Okay,
I,
well, those are the bigger chains, so.
I understand that, but I don't,
Let's go
because I can.
count 5.
Huh?
Okay, you're being really rude.
Okay, sorry.
If you don't knock it off, there's going to be some consequences.
Okay.
Okay, so I could already tell by the number that the measurement was twice as big as the chain in that specific measurement. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But when you keep skipping around, I can't follow how he's doing the math.
Okay.
And it's important when you're doing math to have the proper order of operations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Excavation 99 also said, good work on your wrestling.
Thanks.
You tell him.
Thank you, Excavation.
You can't even see her face, dude. All right. Guys, give us just a minute. I'm going to come back to this in just a moment. Thank you. We'll tune right back in.